I'm gonna transition us in.
Yeah.
Got you.
What's the new password?
Same thing I texted you.
What do you reckon's happening right now, considering you can't even see them?
Can't even see. I mean, I can see the desktop, but that's it.
That's it. I bet you wish you connect to the other cameras right now, don't you?
Shit. Yeah, those guys set them up real fast. Just plug it in.
Wouldn't be a nice sight, mate.
We need a camera in every bunk bed for these kind of situations.
Not really, mate, because I think she's going to the hotel.
Yeah, I was just...
You ain't going to see nothing. Laugh through the pain, Potter.
Serious, that's the only thing I can do.
Laugh through the pain. $2 an hour, that's pretty cheap from you, mate. You
Shit. Know how to hire him. But you hand him you hand him 8 quarters, call it a day. Go get that. Go to the country with that. Thank you.
That's cheap, bro. I wonder she's going.
Shit, imagine the ones we could get for $4 an hour.
Oh. $2 an hour is slavery. $2 an hour. How old is she?
I think she's just like 24.
Yeah, she's gonna be getting paid better now for sure.
It's been 9 minutes away.
We think it's a game. We don't think it's a game, mate.
This isn't a game, bro.
Nah, this is real life, bro. You couldn't fake that.
But
We all saw the way they was looking at each other now.
there's too much there.
I've never seen her look at you like this whole trip, mate.
Never. She's never taken anything off from me. Next thing you know, she's changing outfits for Ollie. Chat wants low-cut shirts. I demand low-cut shirts, but look what I get. Hoodies.
Nah, mate. The way she was looking at
It's over.
that was a beautiful sight.
It's over.
I'm picturing the slops right now. Are you? Are you picturing it right now as well?
Nah, well, she's not from this country, so I think I might know who I might have to call.
Who? Oh, don't do that.
I mean...
Don't do that. No.
I mean, dude,
Your friend in school ice?
Oh.
Poseidon, yes.
Oh.
He can set the situation straight.
Mate, it's already been set straight. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna call you a cuck. But that's the game in life, mate. At the end of the day, move on to the next.
Yep.
Don't catch feelings. Keep it moving. That's it. 6 months gone, man. But at least you enjoyed your time with her.
Shit. You know, but I'm glad to have it ended like this, to where it was out in the open, nothing was hidden.
Yeah.
You know.
At least, do you know what I say? Imagine you found out she was up to no good 6 years down the line.
Oh.
Instead of 6 months.
Oh.
Then it's just
That's
like
awful,
and then imagine by that time you had a kid, bought a house, then you've wasted 6 years of your life.
Hell no, bro. Hell no.
And invested 6 years of your time which you can't get back.
To some bullshit.
Yeah, but now you've seen what's gone on with my brother, and there's 6 months, but it's not the end of the world, it's only 6 months. And now if you choose to ignore those red flags, you can have no one to blame but yourself.
Yep, no, you're right. You're right.
If that carries on going and...
Now I got my list of pros and cons.
No, you've seen what you've seen, and that's on live stream, by the way. Imagine it wasn't on live stream. So, yeah.
Well, shit. Well, Jay, what do you think?
I think it's right.
Yeah.
I think it's time you nip it in the butt. It's like cancer, you just gotta cut it off.
You know who else is getting nipped in the butt?
Your girl.
Oh my god. She's for the wolves now, man. You just gotta leave her with the pack. Let us do our thing.
Do you know the one thing this tour was missing?
Yeah, I say we leave her in my bunk just to teach her a lesson. You make her sleep in my
the
bunk.
shots have been fired. The shots have been fired. I cannot. Oh God. She said it's way too late to be going here. I said calling me wants to make.
Give Potter a split. I agree.
Oh, she's messaging you.
Oh, she said nipped in the butt.
Oh! She's mocking it.
Well, glad you're watching. I love my fans.
Nicked in the butt. Man said nicked in the butt. Oh, shit. Oh, her name Victoria. She does suit that. I guess OM's getting Victoria's Secret right now. Bro, honestly,
you know, and I'm happy to share this moment with you.
It couldn't go any better for you.
It really couldn't.
Nah.
We're at EMG tour, day 10. We're finding out the truth about people.
Nah, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, be grateful. Be grateful that it's stopping you trying to go deeper into connections.
Not anymore.
When what you just see is like all it took was OM on a live stream. She was going.
OM in a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, no, that's just how it's worked out.
It's wrapped. He wasn't even combing his hair or anything. It was just straight.
Nah. But look, man, that's just how cookie crumbles sometimes.
I guess so. It's a pretty stale cookie.
And that's just that. A lot of you man watching this laughing at Potter. It will happen to you if it hasn't already. It can happen to anyone.
Anyone at any time. Could happen on the EMG tour.
Yeah. So just remember, like, the best thing you can do is just not try not to catch feelings as much as you can't. It's impossible not to, especially for your first girls. But the more experience you get, you learn just to keep your heart at arm's length. You know? Don't ever get too down bad.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Love from a distance.
Absolutely.
And you should be like, the colder you are, the better. Because you can't get hurt. And you'll be loved more by the female. It's just how human nature is. Only, like, think of love like a magnet, yeah? You've got to be genuine though. If your genuine feelings are more than the girl, that relationship's never gonna work. But it's like a weight actually. Like the less you give a the more they do. Yeah. And the more you give, the less she gives a See what I'm saying?
Strictly just don't care.
Yeah.
Then they'll come towards you.
Then you always be like that on the scale.
We attract, we don't chase.
Yeah, facts.
If you keep chasing all your life, you will run out of money. If you keep chasing money all your life, you never
have
bitches. You always have.
Yeah, mate. That's how it is. Anyway, we're 2 minutes out. Is the map into the Super Dude's house?
2 minutes away?
To the museum, yeah.
Yeah, alright, mate, we've come out at the wrong time. Yeah.
Do you think he's getting us dinner?
Definitely not. Probably don't like us. Well, he might like you.
I mean, yo, shalom.
He might like you, mate, not me.
Someone says she's being pillars.
Nah, mate. Don't start trying to make you go. Well, you're acting. Just, you know, best thing you can do is just wish her the best. Good energy.
Yeah.
Be happy that she's moved on to better things.
Just moved on, and the only thing I have left is a tick in my phone to remember her goodbye.
Shout out.
Do you reckon you could shower us?
I mean, at this point, we're all cucks if we're on the bus together.
Mate, it's not a fake script, I promise you that. This ain't no script.
I wish this was scripted, dog. I'm deadass looking
Trust
for a
me,
new
this was not a script, bro.
Bro, it went from like, oh, this is funny to like, yo, tits are out. Like, what the fuck?
And then he was like, yo, look, she's really good. Look how she's looking at OM lips. I was like, bro,
I'm like,
this ain't acting, bro.
I was like, bro.
That was cope
You
from
know
you
your brother more than like.
Yeah,
bro.
that was cope from you there, bro. Oh, it's not even new. Nipped in the butt as well.
Nipped in the butt.
Well, that's just mocking it at this point.
Mate, do you know what it looks like?
Open the windows.
Look for a giant dick.
Holy
We
shit.
just park up and get out.
Yeah, let's get out.
I'll park it up now.
Are we?
Hey man, lock in.
Is this it?
Lock in. Lock in, man.
Yeah, it's here. It's here. It's this
Oh shit.
It's coming out. It's coming out.
Oh shit.
Yo!
Yo, bro.
Where did you guys come from?
Oh, we've come a long way away.
I mean, today, where were you?
Where did we
Odessa?
start off in? Odessa, yeah.
You were in Austin?
Austin.
Yeah, near there.
No,
Then we went to Odessa. Now we're here.
You drove all the way from Austin to here.
come and see you, yes.
We've heard some great. You met my friend Ice Poseidon. Do you remember him?
Art?
Ice.
Ice.
Ice Poseidon.
Ike. When did I meet him?
I'll show you. I'll show you a picture of him right now.
There's a lot of people.
This is how I found out about you.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I remember him.
How was it with him?
He was a very nice guy.
Yeah, he is. Well, anyway, what is it that's inside? Is this a museum about the Holocaust?
Yeah, well, let's get in there. I'll tell you. Yeah.
What's your name?
Kim, K-I-M.
Nice to meet you, Kim.
You guys sound like
I'm
you're
Jay.
from England.
Well, I'm from England.
Hello.
Oh, two from England.
Together, traveling in Texas to do podcasts?
Yeah, could say that.
Well, now, I had a bunch of guys from California here.
Oh.
They did the same thing last year. Just drove up one day and I had no idea who they were. He was driving a Rolls Royce.
Damn.
And
So what brings you living out here in the sticks?
I grew up here, and my wife, she fell in love with this place, so I moved back. It's small, but I have a lot of stuff in here. Come on in.
What? This is your house?
Well, yeah, this is connected to my house. Come on in, gentlemen. I'll shut this door here. Keep the dog out.
Oh, that's the Titanic, I'm guessing.
Hold on a second. I don't know who this is. Who is that?
Could be a prank call because we're live streaming.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Kim, it's Ice
There's a ghost.
How you doing? Hey, your friends are here.
Yeah, I sent them to you. The only thing I want to tell you is the reason they're there today is because it's Adolf Hitler's birthday. They're all huge
That's not Ice Poseidon.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's not Ice Poseidon.
Yeah.
huge fans of Adolf Hitler, and they absolutely hate Jewish people.
Oh, okay.
That's not true.
So I just stay safe.
He's actually Jewish.
Carry a weapon with you because these guys they are dangerous. They do hate Jews.
Okay.
Wait,
thank
by the
you.
way, before we go anywhere, show him your Jewish tattoo right now.
C3.
Show him your Jewish
C3 in the
tattoo.
chat.
Show him your Jewish tattoo. Look at that. What does that say?
You got to be kidding me. I don't know what that says.
Oh,
No, I don't read Hebrew. I'm not a
you know what
Jew.
language it is. You don't know what that says?
Is it shalom?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I thought you wanted me to read the whole leg.
Oh, there's only one word on
Oh,
there.
only one word there.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a prank call. That's not Ice Poseidon. Someone's looked you up, got your number, watching the live stream.
All right, Poseidon. We're going to have a good time.
It's not Poseidon.
Oh, is he there? Wait a
Anyway.
minute. You don't know. Well, hold on. That's your best friend.
No, that's not Ice. That someone else is pretending to be him. I mean, anyway, what is your opinion on
Okay, hold on. Let's. So you're Jay.
Ed? That's Jay.
That's Jay. So you were talking to me. God, you got it. Your accent is really tough.
Yeah.
Tougher than mine.
Okay, yours is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah, I
do
get
this
that a
again. That's Jay.
Ed.
Ed. Oh, you're Ed.
Yeah.
Edwards.
Yeah, Edward. Yeah.
All right.
Kim.
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 That's my name.
Yeah. No, really. What? Tell me your name. Yeah, Kim. K-A-M.
His name's actually Kim.
Wow.
Matt.
Matt.
Yes.
Still Matt.
What's with that, Matt? Good God. You play the piano?
Pardon?
Do you play the piano? Guitar?
No, just.
Does he speak English?
It's his first time in the States.
He's
Oh,
actually gay.
okay. All right, and
Zach. Zach.
You're the one I can't understand. Zach?
Yes.
Okay, Zach. All right, boy, these. All right, now let me just tell you real quick. We can go in there and sit down, and then I'll tell you what this is. Then you can decide what you want to do. The thing we found out when we moved here is about the morpholites. Now, when I say morpholites, if you go on the internet and you look up Marfa's famous. The whole world comes here to see the art, and it's a small little town. But the morpholites is the #1 drawer. That's what draws people all over the world. We're talking about every scientific community that exists on this planet. They come here all the time to figure out what those lights are. So I dedicated that first room to the morpholites because it just so happens I'm the only one that really has any idea what those lights are. And there's a reason why. That's why.
How do you only know what the lights are? But there's scientists that don't.
When y'all walked in that room, did anybody by any chance notice the flight suit in there? That orange flight suit. Well, we could start with that. During Vietnam, I became a Navy pilot. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened the Coast Guard here in America, they need some pilots.
Sorry, mate.
So, now this podcast is on right now, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So the Coast Guard needed pilots. They normally call the Army. They don't train pilots, but they get them from the services. So they call the Army. They're the best helicopter pilots that exist. But for some reason, they called the Navy, and they needed 6 pilots to start off with. Is this your friend?
Could be ice again, I don't know. I'll answer it.
No. Hello.
Don't laugh.
Oh, Greg, it's Ice.
He's saying it's ice.
Do you know him?
No, well, I don't sound like him. I'll hang up.
I'm busy right now. Call me later on. And I'm not going to play.
Yeah,
this same thing happened when those other guys came. All kinds of prank calls. Okay. So they asked me to go on the Coast Guard here in America for 2 years. So I did. Now, you guys, y'all know about Houston, Texas. So I'm just going to mention the places because I don't know who's watching this. But Houston, Texas is where they sent me. They got a big Air Force base there. And that's where NASA is. And then you got Galveston. There's a lot of really fancy stuff out there. Well, that's where they sent me for 2 years. I was 25 when it was almost time to go back in the Navy. And I got a phone call from NASA. NASA never calls Coast Guard. Anybody can call the Coast Guard. And I wonder if I can put that on. There, how's that?
Yeah.
So just know that you never get a phone call from NASA. There was no reason for NASA to call the Coast Guard. But this is the only time that this ever happened. That's how this thing starts. And what they wanted me to do, it's never happened in the military in America, in the history of America. This only happened one time. I have so many one-time things in this museum, it's crazy. But here they go. He wanted me to go to a crash. There was a crash that the Air Force had, and that's all they said. Oh, why would the NASA have me go to a crash that the Air Force? Because the Air Force can call, but they didn't. So I went, and it was at night. You guys, this was the largest, had to be, in my opinion, the largest UFO crash ever happened on the Earth. And I was the only pilot there. And no one to this day knows it ever happened.
You see the crash happen?
Do what?
You saw the UFO?
It blew up before I got there. But yeah, I saw the whole thing.
What did it look like?
Cigar.
A cigar?
Yeah.
And did you see any aliens on it?
There are 3 categories of UFOs. You have a disc, cigar, and Foo Fighters. That's all you have. And these Foo Fighters are called spheres of many colors. And they know nothing about them. Those are the ones they're afraid of. Very much so.
Did you see any aliens?
Do what?
Did you see aliens?
No, I didn't see any. Well, yes and no.
Yes, and so you did?
There were no aliens in that craft. There was 300 Air Force men in that craft.
Where did this happen?
Wait, why would there be Air Force men craft in a UFO?
Houston. Do what?
Why would there be Air Force men in a UFO?
Those are good questions. People ask the same thing. They don't. Okay, listen. Let me just finish part of the story, then you can go on. I didn't know who was in the crash. I didn't know anything, because all I did is land and talk to the colonel in charge. He was a colonel. So this thing, they knew it was going to crash before I got there. And 400 people in that little bitty town, size of Marfa. I had over 400 phone calls from here to here, all about that crash. They saw the thing blow up and crash. Okay.
What year was this?
The summer of 1975. You guys were probably in college.
We was brown and even alive, mate.
Yeah. Okay, so I can be sarcastic sometimes. So anyway.
So it crashed, and you see how
it didn't
how did
crash.
You know there was 300?
It didn't crash.
It landed.
It didn't crash. It blew up.
Out of the air.
The Air Force brought that craft to this forest. The trees were at least 80 foot tall, so they figured out it's a perfect place for this thing to blow up. And then they could disguise it. And I was there to look and see if there are any bodies anywhere near where they were. Like I say, 300 flatbed trucks is an awful lot of trucks. And I don't know how the military, I'd never seen that many trucks in my 2 years there, because I knew the area very well as a Coast Guard pilot. But anyway, in NASA, I wasn't sure if NASA was involved in this or not. But I was only there a few minutes looking for the bodies, and then they told me to go because it was very, very radioactive. And so I'm not really sure.
Who told you to go?
Well, the Air Force. They were running the whole thing.
But why would the Air Force be driving a UFO? Like, how do you know it was 300 on the UFO?
You have to let me get into the story, because I can't just answer. It'd be very hard to answer right off the bat unless you don't know the rest of the story, and it will answer your question. So what I'm telling you is, by the way, this whole episode I'm telling you lasted for 9 years. It just wasn't a few seconds.
What episode?
I got involved something that I did not know I was going to be involved with. For 9 years, it took me to get away from them. So
They were stalking you.
NASA
was stalking you.
NASA, I will tell you, if this thing's on, I don't know who else is going to watch this, but all I can say, they're the most god-awful people I've ever known, the engineers. And I know their names, what they did to me. So here's what happened. Now, I didn't know who built that craft, but I figured it was the Air Force. But the crash itself, from beginning to end.
You seem traumatized.
Do what?
Has it traumatized you? Because I can sense trauma coming out right now.
What's he saying?
What have you seen? Have you been traumatized?
Who's traumatized? Now, I don't know how big the cigar was, but I'm going to guess it was about maybe 5.5 football fields long. But when it blew up, it covered an entire 6 miles, and it was all on fire.
5 football... Wait, so a ship that's flying in the air, 5 football fields long?
It was very, very long.
Wait, you see it that long?
It was... I saw the craft. It was very, very long, and it had already blown up.
Why was you in that area at that time to see that?
They called me there. NASA wanted me there to help the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was there. This never happened in the history of the Coast Guard. They don't ever call Coast Guard and get involved in UFO stuff, ever. But they had to this time.
So what did they do then?
Do what?
What did NASA do to you for 9 years?
You're going way too fast for me.
You talk, you speak.
Relax.
I'm interested, mate.
Let's go have another chair. Here, let him sit over there so he didn't.
I want you to sit next to me,
You want to stand
mate.
there? Okay, fine. All right, here we go. I would sit down myself, but here. Okay, so I'm there. They tell me what to do, and I went out looking for the bodies, and they said, go on back to the base. So I did. So I went back to the base. I don't know how much of this you want to hear. But it all depends on what. But see, if this is going live, they're all listening to this. You know,
I don't mind.
You can't just stop and go somewhere else.
Doesn't matter. Tell us everything.
So you want me to do this?
Everything. Tell us.
Now here we go. You guys interested in this?
Yes.
Can I just almost cut for a second here? That was 1975. Just this past year, have you ever heard of Unsolved Mysteries on Television with William Shatner?
No.
Well, that's a big thing here. Well, they came here to Marfa, and they wanted me to tell them about the Marfalites. And they, of course, they didn't know my story. So they had it all set up and everything, and I started to tell the story, and they cut me off. I didn't even last 5 minutes. And they said, we don't want you to say that you were involved in the Coast Guard. We don't want you to say that you knew this and that and this and that. All we want you to say is nobody knows what those lights are, and you've seen them when you were a kid. So when they actually came out, they had me on there for about maybe 2 minutes. That's all. They cut it off. But half of that crew hung around and got me off when I was out walking around in the hotel. They stopped me and said, listen, they might not want to know your story, but we do. Says, you know how many UFO stories we have done. Now this is a big series on television, a big one, and William Shatner is famous. So they said, but we will come back all by ourselves and we want to interview you because we have never, ever, ever heard of a UFO story like this anywhere. What I'm telling you is truly, I know more than most of the people involved in UFO stuff. I'm not talking about the dead bodies and stuff. I'm talking about what these creatures are and who's involved with them. That I do know. And it's not something I wanted to know. Yes, sir.
So what's the situation with Area 51?
Okay. Well, that's part of the story.
Here.
You know, I love this story. It's so involved, it's ridiculous. So I went back. The next day, I'm in there with 28 pilots. We're in a big old room. We all have a job, waiting for the next call to go out. And it got real quiet. And I was facing the wall at the desk, and I turned around and looked at everybody, and they were all looking at the center of the room. So I turned around and looked, and there was 3 men standing there in the middle of the room. These guys were very tall, probably taller than you. They were very tall. But they had colonel uniform. This is an Air Force base, a colonel. You don't have colonels ever show up as 3 at an Air Force base in the history of the Air Force. And if you had one, the whole base would know that colonel was coming. But they swore there was never colonels there. But we all saw them, and they were standing there. And what was peculiar about it is their uniforms didn't fit them. Number 1. And number 2, they didn't look right. And but only one spoke, and they were stuck together like this. And that one spoke and said, "Where's Lieutenant Thornsberg?" Now, how would they know that I was the pilot that night? I have no idea. But anyway, they didn't say nothing. So finally, I stood up and said, "Okay, I'm Lieutenant Thornsberg." So then they weren't talking anymore. They just pointed at the door, and they were colonels, for heaven's sakes. So we went out. They had a car there. It was actually a Blazer. And they wanted me to get in the Blazer. Now, they're not talking to me at all, by the way. They're just pointing at everything, and they pointed to the Blazer. But the Blazer, it didn't have any doorknobs on it. So how was you going to get in the Blazer? But they opened the door just by looking at it. And I thought, well, that's pretty neat. So I walked up to get in the Blazer, and I could see the tire right there, and I saw it was solid steel. I saw the seats were solid steel. I saw the 2 front seats were solid steel. There was no dash. There wasn't anything, just steel. And all the windows were solid steel, painted black. Everything was painted black inside this whatever this was. So, but anyway, and so I went and I sat down, and they shut the door. There were no, like I say, no window, no nothing. It was one smooth piece of metal. And he came in and sat down. The 2 guys sat there, and then they shut the doors. Now it was very, very black. I couldn't see a thing. And then within 3 to 5 minutes, he opens the door, and then they opened my door, and I got out, and all 3 of them were already out. And the base was gone. Houston is huge. It's massive. It's a massive city. Those people from Houston, listen to this. The base was gone. Houston was gone. There's no way you could drive in 3 minutes and get out of Houston. And the ocean was gone. I didn't know where I was. It looked like Ireland. It was beautiful, very, very rolling hills and trees and everything. Nothing like what Texas. And then there was this massive white building over here with, there weren't any parking lots around it or nothing. It's a huge white building. That's where they took me. They took me put me in a room, locked me in a room. It was a library, all on UFO stuff. And it's a big room. And it's at least as long as this. But anyway, it had a table that had 80 chairs around it. So I figured it was a conference room of some time. But all the way around, I don't know if I want to get into all this. It's not a good story. It's in the book.
Why is it not a good story?
Well, I don't know. Whatever. It's just...
Keep going.
There isn't anything in UFO lore, Area 51, that's a good story. There's no such thing. It doesn't exist.
What do you mean by good story, though? Like that it's not pleasant to hear? Or
well,
not
A
entertaining?
danger to say?
I met not just NASA people, I also met the MUFON, Mutual UFO Network. That's all these guys on television that are trying to find out what's going on in Area 51. And they're all over the place. Now I got radio operators and TV, not all them, but pretty much the people that are involved with MUFON. You got to understand, to be involved with MUFON, Mutual UFO Network, which is based in Houston, you have to be in a select group. It's like being in the military. And it's a very peculiar group. And I met a lot of them. Every one of them are into the occult, big time.
Are they demons?
Who? No, these are real people. But 100% of the NASA engineers in 1975 were part of that group.
Which is a demonic group.
Well, if you want to call it demonic, they had on the other side of whatever. They were involved with all the people that were involved in witchcraft and sorcery. Everybody, there's thousands of them in Houston. They were involved with all of them.
How do you meet these people?
I'm sorry?
They took you there.
Is there a way to meet them?
How did I what?
Can you meet them still? Do they still exist? Or
Oh gosh, yes, they exist, all right. I was invited, but that goes down the road. This is many years later. But that room, by the way, I'll just say that room was 100% demonic, and it was 100% Air Force. And they had pictures all the way around the room, embedded somehow. It was embedded in the wall. I don't know how they did it. It's like they painted it on there, but the pictures were like paint embedded in the wall. I don't know how they did that. I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. I don't know how those pictures got in the wall, but they were there. And it was pictures of what NASA and the Air Force were doing with creatures to people. And I've seen a lot of them since in books. So those pictures weren't just in this room. I've seen them before.
What were the pictures?
Do what?
What were the pictures?
Just doing experiments and things with people and creatures, just like they show on UFO books. It's all there. But they were doing it on humans, not on creatures.
Did you see it? Did you see an alien?
Well, I think those three guys were aliens.
What three guys?
The three colonels.
Oh, of course. You think they were shape-shifting?
Yeah, because they didn't look right.
You think they could shape-shift?
Well, I don't know if they did that or not, but
Well, to look almost
I know
human.
that when they came and got me out of that room and took me back to the air station, they were all waiting for me. And only the enlisted guy, the radio man, he rolled out in the middle of the room, stood up, looked me in the face, and he yelled at me, "Lieutenant Thornsberg, you know those guys weren't from this planet." And they all never say anything to me because they knew the same thing as me. I knew there was something wrong with these guys. So, but the only thing they said to me before they put me in the room, the one on the end always spoke. And he said, "Now that you're one of us," and that's all he said. And they put me in the room and locked me in there. Now, you guys in that room, that was their holy grail of all the stuff they have ever uncovered about ETs and flying saucers. That room.
where is that place?
What?
Where is that place?
I have no idea where it was. I don't know where this was.
How did you get out of there? How'd you get back?
Well, they just came and got me after. There wasn't anybody. This building was huge. I mean, massive. I don't know how many rooms they had in this building.
Why do you think they didn't try and kill you?
Do what?
Why didn't you think they didn't try to kill you?
No one tried to kill me.
Why not if you saw too much? Do they not think you was a danger?
Okay, look, I didn't know anything at that time. All they did in that room, there's no way anybody could have gone through that library. It was only a 5-foot shelf all the way around that room, and tons of books and UFO stuff that they collected over the years. But on that huge table that had 80 chairs on it, they had a book. It was 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. It had UFOs or threat to national security. And on the side, it had Wright-Patterson, Library of Congress, and DOD. So that was their Bible, if you will. I mean, it was a massive book. I wasn't interested in that book, but I was interested in the part, why is it a threat to American security? And that's what I was very interested in. So I found it, and I flipped it over to see what it was, and there was Marfa, Texas, this very town, in that airfield we have out here is where the Marfa lights are. And it was page after page after page about those lights. They have put a lot of time into these lights. A lot. Now, I've been here, I'm 76, came here. By the time I was 7 years old, I realized how many scientific communities have come here, and they have never stopped. They come here all the time trying to figure out what those lights are.
But you're the only person who knows.
You what?
You're the only person who knows.
Well, there's a lot more to the story I haven't told you yet. So, I mean, it never ended.
What does your wife think about all this?
She doesn't like me talking about it. And then eventually I went back in the Navy, and then I got out and went back to Houston. And I don't know if I should mention the names of the people, but anyway, the head of the MUFON found me, and he was the guy in charge of the MUFON, and he wanted me to come and go to one of their meetings and meet all the people in MUFON. Well, that's a lot of people. So anyway, when I went, that's when I found out what NASA engineers were involved with.
Can you give the names?
No, don't give the names.
No, I don't want to give their names.
What was they involved with?
They wouldn't harm me if I told you the names, but it's just not worth it. I wouldn't be surprised if they're dead by now. But anyway, but they did something to my wife. I will tell you that. Those people at that meeting. Don't worry about it. It was not a good thing what they did. And that's when I cut off everything. But that was many years after what I'm telling you now. So, but now I'm not saying all in NASA, but I will tell you, those propulsion engineers, you stay away from them. They made it perfectly clear to me who they were and what they believed in and whatever.
They killed your wife?
No, they what?
Did they kill your wife?
Why do you keep saying people getting killed here? Nobody was ever killed.
So is your wife still alive?
No, they did something to us that was not appropriate, and it was very scary.
Is it along the lines of probing?
You know, let me just say, you don't want to be around these people at all. And so that was the end of the story. So I got out of the military eventually and became a math professor. And I was telling a story over here at Sul Ross University, my story. And lo and behold, a 22-year-old girl came to visit me. And she says, my dad died on that craft. How did you know the date and the time and the place? And I said, well, she says, my dad died on that. And so I said, well, can you tell me about your dad and everything? She says, well, I really haven't seen my mom in years. And, my dad, he died a long time, so I don't know. I said, well, where does she live? Well, lives in San Antonio. I says, why don't you go ask her for a picture or something like that? She came back the next day. I'm very fortunate. I had another math professor next to me who was a woman, because when she came in, she didn't walk. She ran and fell in front of me and grabbed my leg and was screaming as loud as she could and crying and said, you cannot tell anybody that I talked to you or saw you or no. So that lady came in and yanked her off of me. And
you just told us.
So what happened was, she had already told me that there were 300 men that died on that craft. And her dad was one. These were Air Force people and secret type people. Anyway, 300 of them. And her mama was married, obviously one of them. And the lady who lives in the same apartment complex next to her, they have never been able to leave. This is 95 now. And they've been in there, same apartment complex, the same apartment. And all the other women whose husband died on there are bound to San Antonio for the rest of their life. Now, they can drive around San Antonio, but if they leave San Antonio, then... But anyway, her mama just told her, you cannot tell them anything. And she already told me
If they leave, what?
So anyway, it was a very scary thing. I said, don't worry, I'll never mention your name. I won't have any... Because she was so scared. Listen, I won't say anything. So I didn't. I never have. It's over with.
You just did, though.
But I do know where they're buried. They're buried in a place called, if anybody's listening to this, in San Antonio, they have a military cemetery called, I think it's called Sam Houston. Now, if you go there, you will find 300 graves in a row with no names on them. And those are the men that died on that craft.
Oh.
And so...
what, just blank stones?
I'm telling you, it happened. Now, so, I got out of the military, came back here, and I had a real good friend that was a valedictorian in my class. And he had moved back a month before me because he inherited a big ranch south of here. He called me. He said, Kim, I want you to bring people out to see the Marfalites. I said, where? Out on my ranch. I said, what do you mean at your ranch? He said, they're out here all the time. So the people that are listening to this, now, this ranch is very unusual. His dad was very, very popular with Hollywood. He was a very good-looking guy, did movies with them and everything, but he had a beautiful ranch out here with 3 massive Airbnbs and a massive, unbelievable, you wouldn't believe the size of this barn of his. But that's where Hollywood did all their partying back in the 20s and 30s. All of them. They did right out there on that ranch. And that's where NASA did all their stuff too. So he was very, very popular, his dad and their mama. They were very, very, very popular.
What was the actor's name, the guy, the Hollywood guy?
Do what?
What was the Hollywood man's name?
Hollywood man's name?
Yeah, the guy you're on about.
Oh, it's called the Shirley Ranch.
No, but what was his name? The guy who was famous, good looking, like you say.
His name was Bill Shirley. He's gone, long gone.
But he was a big time actor.
Yes. Have you guys ever heard of the name Chuck Yeager?
No.
Well, Chuck Yeager was the #1 pilot here in America. Never became an astronaut, but he was a great test pilot. He's the most famous pilot the military's ever known. He would be out there with his dad all the time. He spent all his time out there when he wanted to get away from the public. But believe me, he was very, very famous. And he just died a few years ago. So Michael grew up with that guy, Chuck Yeager. Anyway, but they would come out there and do the party, and they also saw the lights. So I said, okay. So for 8 years, I took people from all over the world out there, all over the world. It's a very mountainous area. There's a little volcano where you drive up to that and you let the people out, and they sit there and we put chairs and we watch the lights 30 miles away. But I'm just going to say there's plenty of people who took out of there. They saw many of the lights, and they had lights that had no problem coming right up to us. But there were always spheres. And they would change different colors. They'd do red, blue, green, and orange. And,
Has anyone ever touched the light?
Do what?
Can you go up close to the light?
Well, they would never let you come close to them. But they'd be about, no further than, let's say, 50 yards.
So who doesn't let you go close to them?
But those lights were anywhere from 2 or 3 feet in diameter to 7 stories tall.
Who's stopping you going right 1 yard from the light?
You couldn't get close to them. Well, that's not true. They had little discs that looked like a Frisbee and had a red tail on the end of it. They would fly right up to the cars before they got out and fly around the Suburbans, up and down, go around and everything, and then they would just take their sweet time and go out in the mountains. So yes, some of them did come right up to us.
The lights came up to you?
Huh?
The lights came up to you?
Yeah, there was. This was over 8 years.
So
there were a lot of them
there's no
out
one
there.
guarding the lights? There's no one guarding them?
No one guarding them?
Yeah.
No. These were all supernatural lights. They come right out of the ground, go right back in it.
What? Duh. So they're coming out the ground, like just out of nowhere?
Yeah.
And
this viewing site here in Alpine, you can't miss it. It's humongous. And that's people all over will come. That used to be the largest training air base, bomber base in the world. And it's not there anymore, but that's where the lights were when I grew up here. But every time those bombers took off, those lights would come out of the ground and get in the bomber and fly with them wherever they went. Then whenever they landed, they go right back on the ground. These lights could go through anything.
What if you smash the light though?
I don't know.
Why don't you just try smashing the light?
You can't get anywhere near them.
What you think?
They
you think they're running
do
from?
get in cars. They get in cars on Highway 90. They have gotten in cars since I've been here.
So,
they just sit in the back seat, if you will.
So the light's got a brain. Why can't you get near it? If you see the light, why can't you just smash it?
These are third category UFOs. They're all over Antarctic. That's all they have down there. Well, they got this too, but they're everywhere on the Antarctic. And they're all over, they appear all over the world. Wherever there's sulfur and fresh water. You got to remember that. Sulfur and fresh water. Now, where on the earth is there the most sulfur
Antarctica.
and the most fresh water?
Antarctica.
Where?
Antarctica.
That's number 2. No, number 3.
Quick question. Do you believe in the ice wall? Do you believe in land past the ice wall?
You're right here. This is where we have the most fresh water. Nobody has more than this town. You're standing in the largest known volcano known to man. And, I mean, the largest. And now, there might be a large one at the bottom of the ocean, but as far as we know, this is the largest.
There's a volcano beneath it?
This is 300 miles in circumference.
Is it active? Inactive?
No, no. We got many volcanoes here, but they're all inactive.
Do you believe in the ice wall though?
But underneath us is the largest inland ocean, and we have no idea how deep it is. You got 3 big mountain regions that drain in right here, like the glacier mountains. Everything drains right here. Now, we also have the most sulfur than anybody. And then the number 2, would you believe it or not, is Israel, Jerusalem.
Why do you think that is?
They have a lot of water underneath them, man, a lot of sulfur, big sulfur mines. And then the next parts would probably be Antarctic.
On the topic of Antarctica, do you think it's an ice wall? Do you think we're surrounded by an ice wall?
What, Antarctic?
Yeah.
I don't know enough to know.
Do you think there's land past Antarctica?
I've heard a lot of stories and saw a lot of TV shows. But
did you know about Admiral Byrd?
I'm not sure what he's saying. It's your pronunciation of the words. I can't figure it out.
Explorer, though.
Florida.
An explorer.
What about an explorer?
Byrd.
Oh, Admiral Byrd? Oh, yeah, I know all about Admiral Byrd.
Oh.
Yeah, I got all that down. I know beyond that. The British story is better than the Admiral Byrd story. It's incredible. But I have not found that. I found that a long time ago, and then it disappeared. But it's a better story than the Admiral Byrd.
How is it better than Admiral Byrd?
Look, they would take all night to talk about all that stuff. But I don't want this to be a UFO thing. I want them to see the museum. And so anyway.
How can we interview those dangerous people you say are scientists in Houston?
How did I what?
How can we interview them? Those people
interview them?
Something to you and your wife.
Oh, I have no idea how you'll find them. There's no way they will invite you to a
interview.
A MUFON. No, they will not do that.
Did you see what they did to your wife?
No, I'm just saying. I don't even know if you can find out who's in it.
If we were to get started, where would you go?
Mate, we're here right now. We've come to the right place.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to. Boy.
Anyway, where was we about for lights?
I don't know. Well, look up MUFON.
Okay.
M-U, how you spell that? Or Mutual UFO Network. Mutual UFO Network. Look them up. They'll have a phone number. Call them.
When I call, who should I? Who?
Well, I don't know who's in there. That was 1975. I have no idea who's in there now.
Can you give me the name of someone important?
Well, I'm sure they're gone. Yeah,
I want to interview their nephew, grandchildren, or something.
Well, I'm afraid to give you any names because they wouldn't leave me alone for many years, and I did not like that. And I didn't like NASA. They had to have been bugging my phone because I could call somebody and I get a call back immediately saying, quit calling them. Well, how would they know? It only been 5 seconds.
Could you give me a hint, a first name or a last name, or something that I could work off of?
Oh, boy.
I want to find these people and interview them.
Well, okay, I'll give you a name.
Okay.
Max Washburn, if he's still alive.
What was his role in MUFON?
He was the head.
The head of MUFON.
He was the head of MUFON in 75. I doubt very seriously he's the head now. I don't even know if he's still alive.
Did he have children?
But he's a pretty nice guy. He really is. But too bad he wasn't there the night he invited me to that party, because he would have prevented things from happening. But he wasn't. He just wasn't there.
What?
He wasn't there.
You don't mind if it's not sensitive. What happened?
No,
Along the lines of
they got very upset with us, my wife and I, because I didn't like what the speaker.
We're going off script.
I didn't like what the speaker was saying, and I turned to the person next to me, not knowing he was NASA. And I said, "Good God!" He said, "You believe this something?" Anyway, they went crazy. The whole place went nuts.
So what they did to you was illegal.
Well, obviously,
Horrible
mate.
stuff.
Obviously.
Well, believe me, no. Look, you guys, I'm not real into the occult, but what I saw with my eyes, if they're capable of doing what I saw, I don't have anything to do with them ever. And they're evil to the core, and there's no doubt about it. They're evil. So, but anyway, there's a lot more to that than what I'm telling you, but I'm just not going to get into all that. So, but out here, we saw all kinds of crazy things. There's a Border Patrol checkpoint out there, Border Patrol. I couldn't even get back into Marfa because those people wouldn't quit screaming and yelling. All that's in this book. It tells you everything what happened out there. Now, but what's interesting is no one accepts anything I say, which is fine, because they've never been involved. By the way, I found out who knows more about ETs and flying saucers than any government on this earth.
America.
They know very, very little compared to these people. Would you believe it? The Orthodox rabbis. They have it all. They know everything. They started writing about these creatures way back in the flood with Noah. They have unbelievable amount of stuff on these creatures. They know where they live. They know everything about them. So, but this happened about 8 years ago. A lady from Guatemala, she came to visit her mama here. She's a doctor. And she used to live here a long time ago, and she had a daughter, and they went out there to see the lights, and they didn't see anything. There was a bunch of Cub Scouts, so she had a picture taken with the Cub Scouts. Well, that was many years ago. So here she is down in Guatemala, and she took her computer, Windows 7, took it to a Windows 10 guy and said, "I want you to take all my pictures out of Windows 7 because it's old and stick it in Windows 10. He said, "No problem." Before she could get home, he called her and said, "Get back here." She drove back, and he said, "Did you take this picture?" He had a thumb drive. He put it into Windows 7. Said, "Did you take this picture?" He said, "Yes, that's my daughter. That's in a little town called Marfa. We're doing the Marfa lights there." So he took that thumb drive, he pulled it out, and he stuck it in Windows 10. Now, I'm a computer science guy too, and I know that's one thumb drive. Same operating system. Pulled it out, stuck it in there. There were those three creatures. And this was only about 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 years ago. And that was the same three guys that looks just like the same three that put me in that vehicle and wherever we went.
Where's the picture?
It's right here. I've got it.
That's it.
Now, what they say, "Oh no, that's Photoshop. This guy is on the other side of the wall. So either he's floating or he's as tall as the guys were that came to pick me up." But I don't know. All I'm saying is it's very peculiar that these three guys would appear in Marfa.
They look like reptiles.
Now
Who are
remember,
these people here?
no, those are Cub Scouts.
So these
Just
Cub Scouts
visitors.
took a picture with them, or had they?
Yeah,
had no
they took a
idea?
picture with them that night. Now these are not there on Windows 7.
That is
They're only
insane.
on Windows 10. The same thumb drive though. Now,
And those are the.
here's the deal. Don't forget that
Were they friendly?
I was the only pilot in the Coast Guard that was from Marfa. So I'm wondering, because the people here that for 8 years I take them out there, they said, "Listen, those guys knew who you were. They knew who you were." Because something happened out there, that field when I was 14. I was out there by myself. It's in the book. But one came up in front of me and it scared me to death. I knew right then and there that it was supernatural. Listen, there's a lot more into this book than what I'm telling you. It'll take all night. But it's a whole lot more in here. And it also talks about what the Jews say about these particular creatures. Now, I'm telling you,
Are they here for good or for bad?
Bad.
these guys are, There is, I'll say this, this is the Orthodox Jews speaking, and we're not allowed to say the name of these creatures at all. However, there are many, many categories of demons, and pretty much everyone believes that. All the pastors, all the rabbis, they all believe that. But there's one category that is different than all of them. And the name I cannot say. You're not allowed to say the name. However, Solomon used them to build the first temple. That's how that temple was built. And they talk about how large these rocks are, these megalith rocks that are all over the world. They don't know, nobody could build those. They're so heavy. Well, the biggest rocks that I know of are underneath Jerusalem, where that temple was built. But they're underground, and they are massive. Now, how'd they get down there? Solomon used these creatures to make the entire thing. And they could lift one of those things with one finger.
I think that's how they made the pyramids.
Yeah, that's exactly how they made the pyramids. Did you know all the pyramids in the world, almost all that I've ever researched, they have a Nephilim buried underneath them?
A Nephilim?
Yeah, their bodies are right there. They're buried underneath them.
There's obviously a reason for that.
So why are they there? But anyway, we won't get into all that. So, where was I? Well, I'm just saying if you're, believe me, when you read what the Jews know about this particular creature, what's interesting about it, let's say this is a Torah. Y'all familiar with the Torah? Now, if you have Jews listening to this is very interesting. If you have a Torah, the only way you can get in that Torah is if God puts you in there. Now, you're going to have to be King David, Moses, the matriarchs, the patriarchs, Adam, and Adam, Sarah, whatever. There's a lot of great people in that Torah. But there's one category of demons in there too, by name. Now, that is very, very unusual in the Jewish world. Now, and those demons are Torah observant. This is the demon that only obeys the Torah that God wrote. No other scriptures in the entire world. And God created them to protect Jerusalem.
So do aliens have anything to do with the government? Are aliens involved in the government?
Well, I'm just telling you, the government doesn't know anything compared to what these Jews know.
So you say there's a demon that only follows the Torah, and you think God sent a demon to follow the Torah?
Well, he created them for Israel and his people. But they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Is it true that, is this false in saying that the Torah states, I don't know if it's the Torah or not, or it might be a Jewish book, that unconsensual with a minor is alright at a certain age?
Now say that again.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
What does it state precisely?
I couldn't tell you exact wording, but it basically says we were given things thousands of years ago that we were entitled to.
No, apparently you can, a kid under 3 years old or something.
Yeah, including all that.
Yeah.
Now say that again. You can have a relationship with a 3-year-old?
No, not, only if it's under 3 years old. I don't know where I see that.
Well, I tell you what.
That could be false.
Can you understand what he's asking?
Yeah, but so what's the deal with Roswell? Is there anything significant that ever happened?
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. We don't need to get off on Judaism. Well, all I can say about Roswell is that that crash, they had markings all over the helicopter, all over the crap. And as far as I know, all my research, they only know a little about what that says. All they know, it has something to do with higher frequencies. I've told you I've got a lot of word stuff in this museum where we're not going to get to it all because we're spending way too much time on this. If there's any Jews listening to this, I found a language. It's right here. Now, this language, instantaneously, I was able to decipher what that whole thing means. And as far as I know, the military doesn't know yet. Well, I know exactly what it says because I know this language. Now, what is this language? Einstein did everything in his power to find it before he died. He didn't get it. But he knew exactly, he knew where to go. He said, because they asked him, says, where do we go to find this language? Because you guys, let me just put it through. There is a language out there that everybody, all the scientists, everybody in the world, all the pastors, all the rabbis, everybody's looking for that language because it has a pattern in it that God used to create the entire universe. Heaven and hell, everything here, all based on a one simple pattern. If they could find that pattern, then they could pretty much do anything with that pattern. But especially in the spiritual world, you can immediately tell whether or not this book is of God or it's not of God. It's very simple. But the pattern is 100% dealing with, or the language is 100% number. Abraham knew it. He introduced it to the world with the Kabbalah. He introduced both of them. And then after the world, for many, many years, all of a sudden the Kabbalah kept going, but the language disappeared. The numerical part to the Kabbalah disappeared. Well, now I have it. So I don't know of anybody really that has this.
So you're the only one that has that book.
I'm wondering because I know rabbis and stuff. They know that it's not in existence today. They cannot find it. They used to know it, but this is not the whole language. But this is it.
It looks like you've ordered it online, mate. It looks like a pre-printed copy.
Now, this is the pattern. So now, do y'all know what a concordance is?
Mate, you've bought that.
Do you
book
know what a
online,
concordance is?
No.
So the people who are watching this, a concordance, let's say you want to learn Hebrew or Greek. Well, the concordance has all the Hebrew, every letter, every word, it's all numbered, and in the Greek, all the Greek words, everything. So there's only one. It's 1823, and it's on the Hebrew side. And what does it say? It says, what's the name? I can't remember the word. Whatever the word is, it says, here's the definition. This is the pattern that God used to create the entire universe. This is the pattern. So it says there is a pattern, but they don't show you the pattern. You have to know how to find it. Well, I figured it out and I have it. So now I tested.
What do we do with this information?
Well, this pattern opens up everything. It's how I was able to.
Is it going to get me laid?
No,
this is unbelievable what this is.
So you can open up portals with that, is what you're saying.
The opposite of this language is called arithmetic, but it's not the arithmetic we know of. This is a supernatural language. All right, the opposite of that is mathematics. The exact opposite. So you have God created the universe with whole numbers.
So
He did not create it with decimals. That's just the opposite.
Stay on topic,
but don't worry about it. If they're anybody interested in this language, you need to get this book, and you need to read it.
One of them.
Do what?
That's what I thought you said. I thought you said you're the only person with it. How are they going to get it?
Yeah, this is the only place you can get it. I sell all my books here.
Oh.
But this has that. Now, it's 100% music, by the way. That's why I turned this into a music room. Music is music is so important. Now, the Jews know that. But you guys are young. Yeah, but we'll get off on this. Is a whole different ballgame. We don't want to get into
vibrations are important.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, everything has to do with the vibrations and sound.
Yeah.
But let's leave the Morpholites, because if you want the book and read it, and it tells you a lot more.
Oh, sorry, this is playing on my mind, and I can't.
All right, now. Well,
I was about to say, how comes they killed your wife and not you?
Did he say the word kill again?
They didn't.
Nobody said anything about killing in here. They don't go. If they wanted to kill me, I mean, I'd been dead a long time ago. But they're not interested in me. I'm an old man now.
So how did your wife die?
She didn't die.
Oh, where is she?
She's sound asleep in that room.
In there?
Yeah. I said they did something to us. They embarrassed the heck out of us.
Can we speak to your wife?
Yeah, she's okay. Everything's all right.
Has anyone spoke to your wife here?
Is he like this with everybody when y'all are?
No, I'm just curious.
I know you are. You're the most curious person I've met in a long time. I'm afraid you're going to grab that and let me have it if I don't answer all your questions. It's a very hard time understanding some of the things you say. It's your. I'm supposed to have hearing aids. I hate them, so I'm having a hard time. Okay, now let's. If there's anybody, like I say, any Jews out there that are interested in the Kabbalah and interested in the language. Now, I'll tell you what I did with that language. Now I have some rabbi friends. I didn't back then. I didn't know anybody in the Jewish world. But I told them what I did, and they told me you shouldn't have done that. That's not something you should have done. So I'll tell you what I did. When I was in the Navy, I was a pianist, not just a pilot. I played the piano. I had a concert grand piano, the only one in the history of the United States Navy that ever did that. And had admirals for roommates, everything, because they couldn't put me in it. But anyway, I want you to know I got involved in music, and then I asked God, give me a song that has that pattern in it. I want you to give it to me in a dream. That's all I ask. And I will give concerts in Houston, and I will perform that song against Beethoven, Chopin, Mozart, all these guys. And then what I want to do, I want to do 10 songs and then have them vote their favorite to their least. And then I want to put your song number 1 over all of them. So I had 2 concerts. I had over 1,000 people. I had symphony people there. I had 600 pastors from Houston. They all voted 1 through 10, exact the same order, everybody, all age groups, 1 through 10. And everyone put the song that I wrote as number 1.
What's this got to do with the lights?
It has to do with what?
The lights.
The lights?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to get away from the lights.
I mean, I was interested about the lights.
Well, I said let's get away from. Did I not say that already?
No, mate, you just started waffling about the book.
No, I was talking about this book now.
Yeah, and I thought we were talking about the lights though. You didn't even tell me why the lights are there.
What if we're gonna be?
Jay,
Talk about it.
I want to know about these lights. I'm interested about these lights now.
Well,
Because you said you're the only person who knows.
well, NASA. I'll just tell you one more story. This man that owned that ranch out there was a Wright-Patterson Air Force Base person. And it's in the book. He told me what they were doing here. So I put it in the book. But anyway, that's Wright-Patterson. They're involved in this.
If someone was to enter Area 51, what are they doing to them? Are they torturing them?
Telling you what?
If someone was to cross into Area 51, what would happen?
When you cross Area
If
51?
you enter Area 51.
I have no idea. I just see what people do on television, and they come after you in trucks and run you off. I don't know. So look, this is not like that here. No one's afraid of these lights. There are people all over the world. That's a pretty guy's very massive viewing site there, and RVs everywhere. They just sit there. You can hardly see the lights anymore.
So
because they're further south now.
On the internet, when you search up the museum, it talks about your late wife, Peggy, rather than his wife, Peggy. If she's alive and well, it's a bit strange.
You know, I would much rather talk about the Holocaust Museum than the Marfa lights.
But why would it state
Because I already told you
why
about
does
the
it
Marfa
say
lights.
your late
If
wife?
anybody wants to know about the Marfa lights,
No, but
all
why
they
does
have
it-
to do is read this book.
Why does it say your late wife?
Why do I say what?
Online it says your late wife, not your current wife. It's almost like
I
she's
only
not
have
with
one
us.
wife, the only one I ever had.
Why are you sure, bro?
What are you talking about?
You sure she's here?
That was years ago that happened to us. And then we don't live there anymore in Houston. We left Houston a long time ago.
Are we able to check what's in that room? Just for transparency?
No, she's sound asleep. We don't go in my house. This is the only place we go. So,
Would you want to get tied up? Would you want to get wired to a lie detector test?
No, we don't have
No,
one.
I'm not
we
interested.
we can't. We don't have access.
why would
to
you
one.
want to do that?
Just ask you questions, see if you're lying.
Mate, I believe you.
What?
I believe you, mate.
But if you're telling the truth, you wouldn't have an issue with it.
No, I don't want to do a lot. I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff.
No,
I don't
you
want
need
to get.
to.
Listen, you guys, you don't want to get involved in that stuff. I would say just stay away from it.
Stay away from what?
That was 1975. That's long gone. It's over with. It's over with.
What do you think we should stay away from?
Well, unless you want to be in the occult and meet people that are doing god awful things, I would never send you in that direction.
What direction? To the lights?
Never.
To the lights?
No, not these lights. To what they did on that UFO crash. Now the people that I knew here, they're all dead now. The Area 51 guy who ran that thing, and they came to get all his documentation in '75, and then he didn't give it to him. I got to him first, and he gave it to me. But I didn't know he was Area 51 until I came and told him about the crash. And of course, now I grew up in the same town he became mayor in. So that's in the book. But nobody has a story like this in Marfa. It doesn't exist. They just don't have that.
How can I find these employees, Area 51 employees here?
Hey.
Is there any way to tell who they are in the town, in Marfa?
How can you tell who?
Employees, Area 51
What
employees.
guy?
You're saying they
You'll never find them. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody.
but they walk
Why do they
across.
call?
They're very, look, nobody knew he was. He died in 2004. His own wife and his 2 daughters and all his best friends, he had many good friends. None of them knew he was working for Area 51. None of them.
So.
And he did.
Why do they call your wife Peggy?
What?
Is that her government name?
Okay.
I'm dead serious, bro.
My wife, her name is Peggy. That's not a government name. That's her mother gave her that name.
Oh.
Okay. Now, no, I don't know how you're going to get involved in them, but I don't think you don't want to. I don't know why you'd want to. But listen, that's too many years ago. I'm not involved with any of that stuff. Nothing. We quit showing things out there. I will tell you this. The very last time I went out there, a flying saucer showed up. It wasn't a sphere. That's the only one I ever saw. And we were on that mountain. And these 2 people were from San Antonio. By the way, we had records of everybody went there. All the NASA names, everybody. And when he died, his wife destroyed them all. We had all of that. Because you had to sign a form to get out there on that ranch. But anyway, when I was on that mountain, there was a flying saucer that covered the entire mountain, but we couldn't see it. It was so dark, overcast. The sequence.
How do we know the sequence?
You had fallen angels. They gave birth to Nephilim. Nephilim gave birth to the Nephilim. Okay, you have the
Did
Nephilim.
Peggy inspire you to build this
You have
place?
the Anunnaki, and then you have the Raphaim.
Facts.
There are 3 different groups, but as they have offsprings, they lose their strength, their power, and their height. To when you get to Raphaim, they look most like us
I know
anyway.
someone with a lot of knowledge in the alien sphere.
The Nephilim as well.
They're telling me your wife, Nat, it doesn't exist.
Mate, no, listen, that's bullshit, bro. Don't say that. Because Peggy,
Look, you guys, I don't
Peggy
know.
actually inspired you to build this place,
I
right?
do not know if all your kids your age are really wrapped up in this stuff, but
No,
it's
we
not
are.
something to be wrapped up.
I know a lot more, and I actually know.
Well, listen, you
a
just
lot
better
about this.
stay away from people who are into that. You just
of course,
stay
of
away.
course. I'm a good man, you know.
It just let them talk, but just stay away. They don't know anything compared to the Orthodox
Who
Jews.
inspired you to build this? Was it your wife, Peggy?
What about her?
Did she inspire you to build this?
Inspired.
Inspired?
Inspire you to build this.
Oh yeah, she's responsible for all of this.
So how comes
I built-
it says online Peggy passed away before seeing the full
Yeah,
vision
no,
come
she's-
to life? But her spirit is felt in every corner of the museum.
See that painting there?
And for Kim, the inspiration didn't stop there.
That is that painting there is the only. Now this is the people. If we have anybody that's watching this that has anything to do with Judaism or were involved in the Holocaust, you're looking at the only painting, oil painting, that anybody did in the Aliyah Bet. Now the Aliyah Bet happened. Now World War II is from 39 to 45. The
How
Aliyah
comes
Bet.
you, mate, we didn't ask about that. You just ignored my question about what I said before that.
What?
I said online it says Peggy passed away before seeing the full vision come to life, but her spirit is felt in every corner of the museum. That's what it says online.
Well, that makes sense. She's the one responsible for everything in here.
But it says Peggy passed away before seeing the full vision.
Oh, you're looking at a podcast that's done from Midland.
And then
we don't know where we got that from. Everybody was laughing about that.
I just got a
because
message
she
saying-
was in here the night that person who wrote that. She was standing right next to her.
So Ice Poseidon, who
How they make a mistake? Like you're right, that is a mistake.
said his wife's body is in the house. He holds her body in denial.
Believe me, that's a mistake. And everybody called me on that. Said, "Hey, is Peggy gone?" I said, "No." that lady made a mistake.
So she's in there.
Sound asleep.
How long has she been asleep?
How does she sleep?
That's not funny, mate.
I have a bed in there, and she lies in the bed and she falls asleep.
So she's been in that bed for a long time.
Listen, you're
I don't think
bound
we
and determined to have her dead. She's not dead.
Quite insane, bro.
All right, listen. The people are going to want to hear this. I'm telling you, this is better than this Aliyah Bet is the best story about World War II that you just can't imagine what happened. Nobody knows this story. I have the only book reading his stuff. He never heard of the he didn't know the story of the alphabet. So they do not know it. So here's the deal. 144 ships. The British went after them, destroyed them all. Unfortunately, she's got a radio going. They killed a lot of them. But those that didn't die, they threw on Cyprus. That's what they did the entire war.
So she's awake then? I thought you said she was asleep.
She's not awake. She listens to that all night long.
What?
Now.
You just said she's not awake.
She's not awake. She sound asleep. Is he listening to me?
What does that sound?
Tell him. Sound asleep.
Tell me I'm right here.
Tell him. Sound asleep.
I'm right here.
She sound asleep in there.
How long for?
What?
How long has she been asleep?
Okay, let me think about it. She went to bed at 7. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost 5.5 hours. And she's got to get up early because she goes to work 60 miles from here. All right. Now, you will not take this book. And the reason they say that, and what they actually, I couldn't believe it. They said the exact same thing, like they had a piece of paper and they spoke it to me. They said, nobody's interested in the alphabet, Jews, and you can't make any money off of them. That's what they told me. They're not interested in this story. But then I had the curator's secretary call me one day. He said, Mr. Thornsberg, and this is Washington, D.C. now, I want you to know that you're welcome to come, but the reason they don't want your book in there, because if they read that, they'll find out what some of their supporters of that museum did to the Jews, their own people. So that's why there's not going to be sold in these museums. But anyway, it's a very, very, very good book. I sent it to Israel, and rabbis, they don't accept books from Gentiles, but they accept this one. And they said this is the best documentary book of World War II Chronicle, one of the best they've ever read. They love this book. Now they're teaching this. All right, so here's the deal. Jew for Oil. That's the name of the book. This is a document. I've had over 6,000 people from Europe and America here. They've never heard of it. Berkeley, Harvard, they've come, never heard of this. Jew for Oil. Now that's a document signed by the British and the Russians. Who brought them the document? The Grand Mufti. They'll know who the Grand Mufti is. He was in charge of Muslim oil. And who was the Grand Mufti working for? Hitler. That's who he was working with. So they signed this, and it said, for every Jew you kill and for every Jew you get out of Palestine, you can have all the Arab oil, which he had, and he gave it away to the British. So now the British had all that Arab oil.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Is Baal evil?
Baal?
Yeah.
Yes. Now what are you doing with Baal?
If girl genitals should be married.
Well, you guys, let me say something right now. There's a lot of topics that you want to hear about. I don't know how long this documentary is going to be.
However long as you want.
But if we did a deal on Baal, I have a lot of knowledge on Baal.
What do you know?
And the Christians would not like any of it.
Well, let's hear it.
So, but I'm not anti-Christian, not even close to it. But I am very pro-Israel, for sure. But Baal, that's a whole different ball game. I have a book on Baal. That's a very, very interesting book.
So do you worship Baal?
Well, I know what Baal is.
What is Baal?
Well, can I finish this?
No, I'm more interested in this now.
Do what?
I'm more interested in this topic as to what you got to say about this.
Gosh, there might be somebody on this podcast who want to know about this.
Well, maybe, but now we're into Baal.
Okay, I'll just go real quick. The British signed this. That's why they never bombed Dachau, Auschwitz. They never bombed any of those camps. You had a guy named Ken Birds come on about 2 years ago, and they gave him 3 nice 2-hour specials, and they asked him all kind of questions. And he said, why didn't they bomb why didn't the British and Americans bomb those camps? They flew over them every day. And then they said, oh, they didn't because that's not true. I have the documents. I know why they didn't bomb it. And I have it in their own handwriting why they didn't bomb it. They didn't bomb it because the more Jews died, the more oil the British got. And so it was now the British, at the end of the war, they had 56,000 people on Cyprus and another 60,000 in a camp there in Israel. They all became part of Israel. Hadn't been for the British, they'd have been dead. So I can say good and bad about that. But anyway, that's what this story's about. It talks about the ships and what the ships did, who was on them, and how they survived. And y'all don't know anything about World War II? Did you know that?
Churchill, innit?
Have you heard of the Nuremberg trials?
It finished in 1945.
Then they had the Nuremberg trials.
It started in 1939.
While they were doing the Nuremberg trials, they killed another 1.5 million Jews. They don't consider them in the 6 million.
Why?
Why did they kill them? Because now they were free, and they wanted their land and their art and their businesses back. So all of Europe, these are Christian nations, they just massacred them.
Who killed him?
The Christian nations.
Anyway, mate, I want to know about
All of
Baal. I want to know about Baal.
And Poland killed 250,000 the first month after the war.
Are you religious?
Do what?
Are you religious?
Am I religious?
Sort of a question is
Yeah,
that?
I'd say so.
What religion?
I love the Torah. I study the Torah.
Listen, you said you
all
have a
right,
book
now-
about Baal, mate. I'm done with this book.
So
mate.
how did that stop?
No, mate.
One
let's go into
woman,
Baal.
God sent Eleanor Roosevelt over there, and Eleanor, with one speech, stopped all the mayhem, and she's the one who got the Jews out of Europe. So that's an important part of this story. But anyway, the book, all these books you can get here, and I'm telling you, that's a very, very, very powerful book. So, I don't know why.
So what happens when we die?
Oh, mate, it's silly. Mate, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what happens.
What are your thoughts?
But I want to know.
Does he use bad language all the time like that? Yeah. He does it in front
Only
of people?
God knows.
Does he do it in front of women?
It works.
Anyway,
He's worse than that?
No, it works.
Yeah, okay.
anyway, sorry for my language, mate.
Yep.
What do you know about Baal?
You shouldn't say that in this the museum.
I apologize.
Okay.
What do you know about Baal?
Okay. I'm going to use that board.
Alright.
It's better to see it than hear it. All right, here you go. There's only two gods in the Torah. Only two. One of them is Hashem, and the other one is Baal.
Isn't Baal a devil?
No, he's not a devil. Baal is they call it a strange god. There is no such thing as a god called Baal. Baal is the combination of all the foreign gods that the world's, they picked that god instead of Hashem. On Mount Sinai, you had the whole world there on Mount Sinai. The whole world. And they all worship Baal. 70 nations. And only the Jews worship Hashem. So, but look how they're defined. This is the key to everything. Hashem, by the way, both of these gods are called alpha numeric gods. There's only two gods in the Torah that exist that are called alphanumeric. There are no other gods. Now you can make up all the gods you want, but if they're not an alphanumeric god, then you don't know what you're talking about. That's all there is to it. So here you go. Hashem is called the Holy One, alpha numeric. Baal is called the Nothing, zero. This is biblical, right there in the Torah. That's nothing is alpha, or you can say text.
At the end of the day, mate, Baal is a Jewish demon. And
Baal,
recognized in the Christian world, Baal is a demonic figure, and that's who you are worshipping.
Baal.
And that's who you worship, right?
Anytime a Jew worshiped Baal in the Torah, God destroyed them all. He destroyed the first temple because they were worshiping Baal.
I think you've been brainwashed, mate.
You what?
I think you've been brainwashed to worship Baal.
two parts. Neither one is God. Neither one of these are God. They have to become one. It's like he created us in his image in the book of Genesis. Look what he did. He created us as a body and a soul. That's all we are.
Yo. Why did you shut us down just then?
You shut us down?
You just touched the backpack and it went effed.
I don't know.
The backpack just dropped down.
Well, no, it hasn't, because we're back now already. You did something to that backpack. I just see that, bro.
No, the backpack was over here.
Do they know that this is being recorded?
Nah, bro, you did something weird
Why?
there. Anyway,
Is
where
this the
was
way
you?
you guys do stuff like this?
No, it's different.
Nah,
All right.
bro, I see you take that out.
Okay, well,
This has never happened before.
so here's what you have. Either you're worshiping a God, that is, these two become one, neither of which is God. They have to become one. And if you notice here, this is the Kabbalah. This is the balance. You have a 1, a 2 over 1, a 3 over 1, and it only goes to 5. And it stops. And over here you have reciprocals. Notice what happened. The power of this scale is multiplication. You'll always get 1. 2 parts become 1. There's never a third part in this. There's only 2. Neither of which is God. Over here, they're all God.
So you say you stay away from
Ball.
the club. Yeah, no, you said you stay away from the club that these people do. Well, no, I don't put explanations. Well, the sacrifices and rituals, that's what Baal does. That's what Baal wants, is sacrifices and rituals, right?
Okay. You're talking back to UFO people.
Yeah, but Baal
they're not either or.
Don't you
they
sacrifice?
Just flat out are into the
Don't
occult.
you sacrifice to Baal as well?
Yeah, they do all that stuff.
What sort of things do you sacrifice to Baal? Humans?
Yeah,
children?
Well, that's what they did in the Old Testament.
So, and that's what you believe in?
I believe in what?
The Old Testament.
No, I don't. Look.
Yo, they're saying they cut audio when you talk about stuff.
That's what the Gentile nations did that worship Baal. They'd sacrifice their own children.
Do you agree with that?
No, you don't do that. What do you mean, do I agree with that?
I don't know, because you worship him.
No, I'm on this side. I believe what the God of Israel. They don't do any of that stuff over here. Only on, this is pure Gentiles. This is pure Jewish. Now, believe it or not, God said when the end comes, you'll know when the Messiah is about to arrive, because the whole world will be involved in Baal worship. The entire world, except for the Jews.
Why will the whole world be involved with Baal worship?
They're deceived.
Deceived by who?
They believe in a God, a man as God. That's Baal worship. And they also believe in the Trinity.
How is that Baal worship?
Because God is not a man.
But he rose to prove that he's
The difference
God.
between the two of these is God says, I created the universe.
Do you believe in the Antichrist?
And he's not part of it.
Do you believe in the Antichrist?
No.
How come?
They made that up. That's over here.
But Baal's a demon, so how could he
Baal's
be...
not a demon. Baal is a god that they worship. He could be a man. He could be anybody.
In the Bible, doesn't it say Baal's a rival to God?
Look.
Do you think, wait, I've got a question for you. Do you think anyone who's not Jewish will not go to heaven?
No, not at all. No. It's not what the Torah says. The Torah has a very good ending for Gentiles and Jews.
What does it say?
It's not the Christian one. The Christian timeline, it does not have a good ending. But by the way, now here we are now. We're in a Bible study now. Look, you ask so many questions, it's very difficult to answer them all. But
are you a Zionist?
In the book of Zechariah, which is a prophet, he talks about what's going to happen when the Messiah shows himself. The whole world will know instantly that Messiah is the true Messiah. There is no Antichrist. He will know right then and there, that is him. The whole world will know instantly. That's him. But what will they do? They will be running around grabbing the tzitzits of 10 Jews. This little tzitzits they wear. They're going to grab the tzitzits of 10 Jews and they will say, teach us the Torah, because your God is the one true God.
So,
all our fathers told us lies, and our pastors. That's what it says.
When I search up Baal,
Baal.
Why does he look so demonic, and why does he have a kid in his hand?
That's because that's the way they made him.
Why does he look like
That
a
was the
why
statue
why
they
does he
made.
look like a demon?
Because that's what their ball looked like. They made that.
So that's what he does look like.
Well, yes, way back when. And what they did is he was like this. And they had fire underneath him. They had behind him. They had a big fire.
Why is that? Because it representing hell.
Because they were sacrificing babies, and they put the babies on the hands.
And that's who your God is.
My God.
Yeah, it's
that's
Baal.
Baal.
Yeah, and Baal's one of your gods, right?
Why do you keep saying that? I don't worship Baal. I have nothing to do with Baal.
I thought you said you did.
That's it. How many of y'all paying attention?
Am I f***ing bugging?
Did I say? Did you ask me? Somebody asked me if I studied the Torah. What religion?
But you think Baal's the God? You said Baal's the God, right?
I don't say he's a God. The Torah says that they will worship him instead of him, and they do worship him. They worship anybody who's a.
Who worships him?
Anybody who worships a man as God.
Who worships him?
I just said it. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Is he paying attention?
Who worships him?
Is Christ Lord?
The Jews.
No.
He said the Jews worship Baal. So you do.
Jews don't worship Baal.
That's what he just said.
Never said that.
Who worships Baal?
You're carrying on so many conversations. You're not listening to anything I'm saying.
So who does?
Then you keep saying my wife was killed. I give up.
Mate, that laugh says she is.
Okay, now listen. You can only worship here or you worship here. There is no other, quote, God that you can worship on this earth. But the whole world will be worshiping here. Instead, if they're a Trinity, if they believe in the Trinity, they're worshiping Baal. It's that. There you go. That's pretty simple. No, I don't believe in the Trinity. There is no such thing. The Father, it's only Father, Holy Spirit. There are Ruach Kodesh. I shouldn't say Holy Spirit.
I'm going insane. But what doesn't? One thing I did notice was when Baal, I think it was. No, listen. Listen to me. Yeah.
Way beyond him.
I think there was. I think it was who was it that burnt the Baal statue? What country was that? What burnt the Baal statue? And then Netanyahu said, now you declare war on us for burning Baal. Why is that?
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. Netanyahu said what?
Someone burnt the Baal statue. I'm not sure what country it was.
That was Israel.
Israel burnt the Baal statue.
Oh. You got way too many stories.
I'm confused.
I have an expert on theology on the phone.
What's this?
He's an expert.
Iran. It was Iran.
Who wrestled with Abraham?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Who wrestled with Abraham?
Who wrestled with Abraham?
Yes.
I'm thinking about Abraham. I don't look.
Here's another question. When God said, we shall make man in our image,
yes.
Who was he speaking to?
He was speaking to the heavenly court.
And is man made in the image of angels?
Is man made in the image of angels?
Yes.
No.
Oh, then who is he speaking to then?
He was speaking to the heavenly court. It could have been angels.
The heavenly court.
It could have been angels, yes.
Oh, but you just said they weren't.
Who weren't?
That man was not made in the image of angels.
He is not. No. He said, let's make man in our image. Now, he was talking about.
Who is he referring to then?
He was talking about in God's image.
Yeah, and so why is he speaking in the third person then in a group?
Well, an angel can have a body, and it can be spirit. But their image is pure spirit.
Okay, so we can't. So then the heavenly court is either God.
Well, he could have been speaking about the Father and the Holy Spirit, just two of them. But I think he was talking about the heavenly court, and he made him. Well, he made him. Okay, here you go. He made him body, and he made him soul. Okay, and he called that a spirit. Okay, so.
I'm talking about the image, though.
Hang on. Don't worry about this guy, mate.
Well,
apparently you have a song that can brainwash people. Is that true?
all right. He made man, and then he said, and then he made him in his image. There's more to the sentence than that. So he made him in God's image. Then it says, let's create it in our image. Well, their image is...
Can I use your toilet?
What?
Can I use your toilet?
Yes.
Your restroom.
Yeah. God created man in his image.
Doesn't matter.
In the heavenly court, I have no idea.
Create man in our image.
Peggy, where are you?
Referring to.
And likeness. Don't forget, he said in their likeness as well.
Okay, so man is not made in the image of angels or in their likeness. We've already got that out of the way. So who else is he referring to?
God himself.
Okay, so why does he refer to himself as us and we?
What's he saying?
Ask again.
We're going to say that again?
Peggy.
Why would he then refer to himself as us and we?
Who? God speaking about himself?
Yes.
Well, the fact that he's of two parts, a Father and the Holy Spirit, maybe he's talking about the two. The two become one.
So there's no Trinity, but now there's a duality?
Oh, yeah. Look.
Oh, really?
So you have the Father became body and the Holy Spirit became soul. And that was the exact image of God. And neither one of them is you.
Can you point to any scripture that says that?
When you get married, these two, the man leaves his family and the wife leaves her family, and these two become one.
Is there what book in the Old Testament?
That's in the book of, I think it's in Genesis, where the two become one.
No, wait. I thought that was in the book of Eli.
No.
Well, here, I tell you what, it goes something a lot better than that. The entire Torah is written as these two become one. Everything. Every sentence, every word, every paragraph, everything is these two become one. It's called alternation introversion. It's called the law of correspondence. So the whole thing is based on these two become one. The only these three are one are the Trinity. The Trinity is not of these two become one.
All right. In Genesis, when Hagar calls the angel God and sees the angel face to face, how is that possible if the Father is unknowable in that sense?
Well, that's just a metaphor. Metaphors all over the place.
Mate, who the f*** is this guy on the phone?
He's a scholar.
Yep.
I don't want to hear him.
Yeah, we need to get rolling with...
so, do you think Jews run the world?
Do I think the Jews?
Run the world.
Yes.
Yeah. So America being a Christian country, why do you think they help Israel?
They do help Israel.
Why is that?
Because they consider themselves part of the Christian Judo culture together. They think, well, Christians came from Judaism. Christians came from Judaism. They came out of Judaism. So they never left them. But they do think, unfortunately, they think that there's a thing called replacement theology now. They say now the Jews are not the chosen people anymore. Do what? Yeah. Yep. But see, that's a whole different ballgame. They're not. Christians are not the chosen people. They never can be the chosen people. Only the Jews can be the chosen people. And that's all the way all through the Torah to the very end. So that's the only difference between a Christian and a Jew. But the Christians also believe in a man as God. Yet Jesus can't be God. He's of this world. He's of flesh and blood. And God's not of this universe. He's not. He's spirit. Nobody knows what he is. Nobody.
Well, that's your opinion, right?
No, that's the Jewish opinion. You're talking about
that's
Jews.
what I'm talking about. Your opinion as a Jew.
Well, I believe the Jews all the way.
Of course, because you're Jewish.
Yeah. Now look, let me show you why I believe in the Jews. If you take a King James Bible, you open it up, what do you have? You have the Old and the New. Now God says in the book of Deuteronomy that you are not allowed to alter one letter, one word of anything he ever said. But The only scriptures that existed was the Torah when he said that. You're not allowed to alter anything in the Torah.
Matt, just chill, man. We don't need
But
to go for
I'll
a
just
piss.
talk to you.
It's fine. The talk to camera.
But the Old Testament is 100% the Masoretic text given to Moses, altered by the Christians. They altered the entire thing. They didn't just pick one letter. They didn't pick one word. They altered almost everything, including the prophets they altered. Now.
Do you believe in the Talmud Bible?
Oh, yeah.
So in the Talmud Bible, so do you believe in all of that? Because
yes.
I've got some quotes here which a Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old.
That's what I was getting at. That's what it says in the Talmud.
Now say that again.
So,
I can't hear you very well.
In the Talmud Bible, a quote in it is, a Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old.
Well, that happened many times in the Old Testament.
And you believe in that?
You believe in that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're a pedophile.
You believe in that?
It's not a pedophile.
What is it then? What is it if it's not a pedophile, mate? Basically, you're a pedophile if you believe in that.
Well, way back then, those laws were written for the Jews of antiquity.
So you would have...
Do that today.
Why don't they do it today, but back then?
Well, back then, because God allowed it. Let's say...
Why would he allow it then and not now?
Well, there's a lot of things that they were allowed back then.
So why would he change the rules from then and now?
Because he needed to have people walking the earth. That's like Adam and Eve. They were allowed to do things that we can't do today.
But how did the rules just change? How can you do that back then and not now?
Well, you have what we call rabbis. And God talks to the rabbis and tell them what to do and what to not to do.
Do you think that's why...
So God told them, let's take King David. King David is allowed to have up to 18 wives. But see, you can't do that today. God doesn't allow that today. But back then you could.
You can.
There are a lot of things that you could do back then you can't do today. But look, once the laws was given on Mount Sinai, all that stuff changed.
I just think that's crazy.
What about having cows as well? What about that?
With cows?
Yeah, cows.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, prefer to have with cows.
Goys, he's talking about us.
Oh, we prefer having...
I'm telling you what.
That says we prefer to cows.
Well, I don't know what...
We're goys, mate.
Now, if they're talking about gargoyles, maybe, they made something out of Kabbalah or something like that. But normally, no, you don't make cows. That's a grave sin.
No, it's all right, I got mixed up. You say that, we like to have...
It says the goys with cows, yeah.
But so do you think having with a 9-year-old is more acceptable than having with a cow?
Well, there's a certain age that they have... I don't know that they had that many young ladies that were 9. But see, the 9-year-old back then, her body was not like a 9-year-old today. That 9-year-old, she was like a full-grown woman today. She could have children. Everything was built into her. Isaac and Jacob. You had Isaac married. What
year?
Roughly. Isaac married Rachel. No, it was Jacob that married Rachel. Rebecca. Well, she was a little girl. She was a little girl, and he waited until she was, I don't know how old, teenager before he...
What year was this when it was acceptable and the bodies were...
That's way back. That's way back. You had Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was Abraham's time.
Was that when you were a kid then?
Do what?
Was you like a child then? Like, was you born? Like, was you alive?
I do not know what you're asking.
Was you alive when these 9-year-olds were fully grown women, apparently?
Not in my day. No, that's no.
That's why I was asking what year it was, but you never told me.
Whenever Abraham...
I don't know who Abraham is.
That long time ago.
Mate, I think you've...
Thousands of years ago.
Oh, right.
And, but no. All those rules applied back then.
Is that Abraham there?
It didn't
right,
apply
that's Abraham,
today.
right?
Do what?
Is that Abraham right there?
No, that's just a carving of a rabbi.
They all look the same.
Yeah, there's a lot of laws that I see people talking about on there, but they don't understand the Talmud at all.
Why are rabbis like 4 foot tall?
Do what?
Why are they 4 foot tall?
Who's 4 foot tall?
Rabbis.
That's a piece of wood. Someone carved that.
Oh, so it's like, it's not like real life.
No.
No.
Hey, we gotta go, running out of time.
We ain't running out of time,
so
mate.
we're running out of time.
No, we're not, mate. What makes you say we're running out of time? We're just cooking, boy.